What if I told you you could double your real estate income over the next 12 months? Well, the reality is you can. And today I'd like to talk to you about the number one thing you can do this week to make that happen. If you're interested in doubling your income, then there's one thing you can do this week that will make a massive difference. And what is that thing? This week, focus on building out your database. Your database is your gold for your business. How many people do you think you have in your current database? Well, you might not have any. As a matter of fact, 95% of agents don't even keep a database. If you don't have a database, then I would encourage you by the end of this week to establish a database of at least 300 people. If you already have 300, then I'd set your sights on 500 or 1,000. Ideally, we want to get you to 1,000 people in your database. Once you have 1,000 people in your database, you're going to have a massive real estate business. So you might be wondering, how do you go about building out your database? Let me give you 9 quick steps for making that happen. The first thing you need to do is start with a spreadsheet, Excel or Google Sheets or something like that. It doesn't have to be fancy, but you just want to get a spreadsheet out on your computer. Next, you want to list out the names of every person that you know. Think of every person that you've met, every person who is in your area where they would potentially come to you for real estate. Think of everyone you know. Just start brainstorming, writing every name of every person you know. Definitely start out with your past clients, friends, neighbors, relatives, people you go to church with, people you've coached in sports teams or been involved in sports teams with, people with the PTA at school, teachers, clubs, groups, associations. Think of every possible person that you know. Now, this is a list that you'll start out with now, but you'll be building that constantly as you move forward in your business. The third step that I would take in this would be that I would start tapping into social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, these are all great areas for looking to see people who you know. So go through your entire contact list in Facebook and transfer those names over to a spreadsheet. Now, you're going to be tempted to figure out some way to export it, but what I would say is just type the names. Do the work, type the names. Each time you type the name, it puts it into your mind of who this person is, and you start to think of ways that you can reach out to them. So it's a lot of mundane work, but it's worth the effort. So then after you've gone through all of your social media and you've taken your contacts and you've gotten them into this spreadsheet, then the next step is to fill out the spreadsheet with details. You need to have their name, you need to have their address, you need to have their email, and you need to have their cell phone number. So once you've gotten as much information as possible down in that spreadsheet, the next step is to cross-reference your spreadsheet with your social media. So what you'll find is that there's some people on your spreadsheet that you're not connected with yet on social media. Send them a friend request. And then you'll see there's some people on social media that are not on your list, to make sure that you fill that list out with those people. So step number 6 then is to fill out the details of the spreadsheet with any missing data. There's probably going to be a lot at this point. The easiest way to get that information is to go to each individual and say, hey, can you tell me your contact information? Hey, can you give me your updated address? Can you give me your updated email? Can you give me your updated cell phone number? Whatever the info is you need, go to that person, just ask them for it. Sometimes when I'm doing it, I'll make a joke. I'll say, hey, I'm filling out my database. I noticed I didn't have your address. Can you give me that? And by the way, when's your birthday? And do you prefer cash or gift? and that kind of lightens it up a little bit. They're thinking, oh, cash, yeah, sure, here's my address. So what's the next step? Well, number 7 is add this to a CRM. At Plumtree, we provide conversion software to all of our agents, and this is perfect to take that spreadsheet and upload it to your CRM, because what you want eventually is to be able to automate your follow-up of your contact list. You want to be able to send out emails. You want to be able to send out text messages to everyone in your list. Now that brings us to number 8. This is where the magic happens. Now you gotta get this. If you don't get anything else, get number 8, okay? Number 8 is you take every person that's in your database and you pull them into the MLS as a contact, and you're going to set each individual up for a search in the MLS so they will get regular updates from the MLS for property and market conditions in their neighborhood. You know how you do that? So you log into the MLS, you start with a search, and you draw a map around their neighborhood. And then you set them up as a contact, and you tell this search to send updates maybe every couple weeks, maybe once a month. It'll send these automated updates about their neighborhood, the sales that took place in their neighborhood, and it will tell them what the market is doing. Everyone who owns a home loves getting this type of market information. This allows you to be a resource. It's not that you're contacting these people over and over and over. Hey, you want to buy a house? Hey, you want to buy a house? It's not that. You're not bugging them. You're giving them good information that helps them. So when it comes time for them to want to sell their house or buy another house, you've already given them great information. You've already established yourself as their agent. So this MLS search and automated updates becomes sort of the foundation of your contact strategy with your database every year. But you want to make sure you're connecting with them at least 25 times per year. And the reason why the MLS search is so important is because if that sends them updates a couple times a month, that's 24 touches per year right there. So then you have this database. I would encourage you to send them monthly links to important topics on real estate. You can get in Facebook or any other types of social media and just like their photos. It doesn't always have to be about real estate. Build the relationship. Like their photos, comment on their posts, and keep nurturing that relationship. So when it comes time for them to buy or sell a house, they're already thinking of you. You have established yourself to be top of mind in their business. So there you have it. If you want to double your income within the next 12 months, there's one thing that you can do that will make a massive difference, and that is to build out your database. Start with 300, bump it up to 500, bump it up to 1,000. Once you have a database of 1,000 people, you'll never need to look back. You will have so much business, you'll never have time to take care of it all. All right, thanks for watching the video. Go make some money.